things that they can do.
They just kind of have to play the guessing game. Like, you counter-initiate wherever S4 decides to go.
Oh, Kuro. They needed a Fisher. There it is. DK Phobos finds it at the tail end of... He's actually going to get close to that Blink Dagger, which could be one of the ways they counter.
Oh, S4 is going to kill...
Yeah, they're going to try and chase him down, run him down the last right click. He managed to get him. DK Phobos running forward with the Echo Slam and slow down Puppey. In chance... Oh, no. He stunned up Arteezy from that Lucent Beam. And the Glimmer Cape picked up by Puppey allows him to get out. I was going to talk about that. The Glimmer Cape, in conjunction with the mech, will give a lot of teamfight possibilities for Secret for some of their squishier heroes like Queen of Pain and Luna.
Yeah, at this point, Puppey is just kind of using the black hole as a threat more than actually using it. Use it in the early game a few times because you don't want the cooldown up. Because it's kind of pointless to just hold on to it in the hopes that you get into a 5-man fight. Using it for pickoffs is perfectly fine, but in this phase of the game, you're just using the Glimmer Cape.
Uh-oh, FNG runs right into S4. God's going to be there. He will have their turnaround. They need the familiars to drop. Global Silence going to become up as well, and S4 will go down with the help of FNG's nukes. Incredibly important kill. Will slow down the Queen of Pain, and on the plus side that FNG barely survives as well.
And that just gives G 800 gold. He's going to go for the Bloodstone right now. And I think this is just in response to the fact that he thinks the Global Silence is enough to lock him down. Also, he's got the Earthshaker with a Blink Dagger nearly completed, so he just wants to play for the ultra late game. There can be some repercussions for it if he decides to farm out solo, but this just means that he has to focus on his own jungle.
DK Phobos with the Tranquil Boots and Soul Ring build will spend a lot of his time farming up the jungle. He just needs another 400 gold or so, and he will have that Blink Dagger. Very critical for them to continue to shut down Arteezy, as well as pick off the squishier S4 Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Arteezy's still incredibly underfarmed right now. It's hard for him to just static farm in the jungle, or even do the Ancients because he doesn't have Lifesteal or anything like that. They probably need something like a Smoked Roshan, and then drop the Mass Serpent Wards for it, for them to be able to get sufficiently ahead. So what I'd like to see right now is them just go for the Roshan, as fast as they can, drop the Serpent Wards, and rely on the fact that there's no Global Silence, and that's exactly what they go for.
Yeah, but the ward is there. Barely spotted out some of the Team Secret heroes, but it was there. And the smoke up, this could be a prime opportunity for VP. This is actually a beautiful Fisher block. Keeping two away from the Roshan pit, to kind of separating these heroes, dodging around Puppey as best as possible, and try and pop Kuro. God jumps in, going for that one. Laguna Blade gets laid out. They manage to bring a couple heroes low. God gets away with that Orchid. Oh, there goes FNG, getting blown up by S4's ultimate. Gets Illidan on the side as well as he blinks forward. Now the black hole controlling God while they finish up more heroes. Lil managed to get Arteezy towards the end as he's being chased down. God jumps forward ahead of S4, trying to get out of this one, but the Malphus is there, stunning him up. Uses Soul Ring for the last bit of jump. There's an Invis room, but he can't quite get there in time. S4 will get the kill, triple for him. In the meantime, Zai brought a little low, but Lil did manage to get away with DK Phobos.
That was just really good team play by Secret. They help each other out for as long as possible. It takes way too long for Kuro to die, and I think they just entered the Roche pit again. They didn't even drop the wards the first time around. Arteezy's about to respawn in 6 seconds. This is an easy go for them, and you have to go for this objective if you're Secret. It's just so much safer. Arteezy, you can't just expect him to farm for the next 4 or 5 minutes to catch up. You just have to start taking objectives.
DK Phobos, he's already making his way to the Roshan pit. He's so close to that Blink Dagger. Zai's actually incredibly low. He's at 250 HP. If Roshan hits him once right here, almost getting it. They need just a long-range nuke. FNG, he gets it. Lil, with the one familiar, jumps inside the pit, gets that kill. Now FNG, kind of stuck here. Puppey's actually going to be silenced up. Global Silence on top of that one. Illidan really wants this kill, but the Glimmer Cape's keeping him alive. Meanwhile, S4, he's inside the pit against Roshan, mano a mano, but he's got to blink away. Arteezy, he turns around. He doesn't have the ultimate. No defensive measures once here. He gets taken out for the 6th time this game in 17 minutes, and Roshan down to 2k HP. Team Secret, looks like they're just going to have to give this one up.
Oh, this is going to be so awful if they lose this. G's about to get a Aegis right now. It's so low. It's so hard for them to kill him in the first place. They have to commit so much to it. And VP, I don't know how they did it that second time around, but they managed to snag the Aegis. And
the Global Silence still being up for Illidan, I think, is what gave them so many opportunities. And now they've just got huge upgrades in their next teamfight potential. I mean, G having that Aegis, allowing him to be able to jump in and murder one person and bounce back up, knowing he has that second life to rely upon. And you also have the Blink Dagger now for DK Phobos with a level 2 Echo Slam on top. Prime opportunity for VP to really take control of this map now.
Yeah, Secret just need to build up some sort of net worth on their core heroes. If you're taking a look right now, Arteezy is below the Darkseer net worth. He's just at 4K at 18 minutes into the game. He's got absolutely nothing, and there's no real prospects for anything either. There's some ancient stacks, but how in the world is he ever going to go for them at this point in the game?
Yeah, and then we go back to the fact that Queen of Pain is still, as your mid, yes, you can be a dominant force in the mid game, but ultimately you cannot take that carry role simply because you're too squishy, right? Especially with all the great initiation and lockdown from VP. That Queen of Pain is not going to be a reliable one position, so they have to get Arteezy farmed somehow, but this is really the best time for VP to get aggressive and to try and limit some of the towers on this map. Grouping up right now in the middle lane, Solar Crest already for Lil on top of everything else. Talk about a little bit the choices now of Visages. You're seeing this a lot. Completing the Solar Crest instead of going for the earlier Aghanim set.
It's just really reliable. It helps so much. The amount of armor that you can 10 armor, that's pretty ridiculous. It's like a double deso. And they're going to smoke for this. This is a really easy move by VP to make. G's got the Aegis. You want to start building up the Bloodstone charges while you can, and they know that Secret are...
Find Puppey, leading in with the Blink Dagger. Glimmer Cape helping him out, but the dust is there, and Puppey will end up going down. Team Secret, no response from them. They just have to go for sacrificial plays, give up one hero, and try and split push as best as possible because VP are really in their prime right now.
Yeah, there's almost no way that you want to engage VP in a straight-up fight. G's got an Aegis, Illidan's got his global silence up at this point. Arteezy has nothing. You just have to wait for pickoffs, and it's really going to come down to what S4 can accomplish. He's been brilliant all game. Throughout this tournament, he's had his weak moments, but in this game especially, he's just been dominant. But it's going to be rough because even with the BKB, the global silence is a threat.
They've already got 9 Bloodstone charges on the Storm Spirit. You can kind of assume that the Aegis is going to allow him to pick up another one sometime soon. Should they actually 5-man into tier 2 towers right now, or is that too risky?
You can, but there's still a lot of potential for Secret to win the fight. You don't quite know what everybody from Secret has when it comes to items, right? So it's risky.
Fisher slowing down Kuro's retreat there. We also have a very interesting item choice. Puppey went for the Glimmer Cape first. Still no BKB, still no Blink Dagger, nothing like the traditional items of an Enigma. He goes for the Vanguard instead, which I'm presuming, I mean, this is going to be built into a Crimson Guard, I guess.
Yeah, it's really good against the Visage. There's not a whole lot of right-click physical damage from VP. I actually think it makes a lot of sense. Puppey's a 3-time TI finalist. Who am I to question what he's going to go for in a situation like this? Because in my brain, it just makes perfect sense.
Well, there goes an Orchid charge. God's not too worried about that one. He's just trying to clean up the creep wave and keep this siege creep alive so they can take the tier 2.
They used the Orchid already on G. It should be refreshing up soon, but this tier 2 tower is going to go down. And
Puppey actually runs forward on Glimmer Cape. They do have the dust to be able to reveal him, and they're just staying at a distance. I love this. They surround Puppey, but make sure that they're not going to group up too much for a black hole, because there is always the danger of Zai counter-initiating at that point with a vacuum, and then you're getting a 3 or 4-man black hole. That could be the whole entire fight right there.
Everybody from VP is just playing so safe right now. They just kind of surrounded him and made sure that G was in the front with the Aegis. So Secret didn't want to hard commit because you don't want to fight into a Storm who suddenly has a refresh mana pool. So you've just got to wait that out, and I think their timing is wait for Arteezy to get his BKB, which he's kind of close to, and then just go for it. At this point, the late game is not in your favor whatsoever.
Lil's going to start building towards that Aghanim Scepter. We also have an Orchid being built now by G. Especially with the lack of BKBs. I mean, Arteezy's going to try and build one now. He already has the Overclub, but Darkseer doesn't typically build a BKB, at least not very early on. Luna's going to be forced into a rush, but she's already so far behind. And then S4, he's already has his.
Oh, they're actually moving in for S4 right now.
Oh, he's got the Echo Slam. They have the instant stun. They're going to chain lock him down. Laguna Blade, Fisher, everything being blown for such a critical pickoff.
And that's what I mean. That's 502 gold going their way. You don't want that much net worth on a Queen of Pain. It's just so easy to kill. We're seeing that demonstrated right now. No time to respond with the BKB whatsoever. She is level 15. He still has a ton of farm, but he just needs some form of backup when it comes to net worth. You've got Puppey, who's the second highest on your team, That's definitely not what you want to see if you're a Secret fan. He's got a Vanguard and a Glimmer Cape, items that don't necessarily win you team fights.
DK Phobos, he's actually building for a Yule Scepter now. The most obvious use of that would be able to self-use it in order to get rid of the Orchid Silence. Do you really think DK Phobos is going to be that much of a target from S4's Orchid?
I think part of it too is that he notices that Puppy's not going for the BKB, so it's an easy way for him to stop the Black Hole as well.
Okay.
You're just giving yourself as many ways as you can to win the fight.
Right. FNG's got a Yule Scepter of his own, so multiple Cyclones are going to be coming out from the Virtus Pro team. They still haven't taken the bottom Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers, and they didn't really make a whole lot of use of that Aegis, specifically taking the Tier 2 mid. Virtus Pro are getting a lot of respect to Team Secret, but is it too much? Are they playing perhaps a little bit too passive?
No, not at all. Arteezy still has nothing. They can decide to just drag this game out for a little bit longer. There's no reason for them to have to rush it. You wait for the Storm's next item, bare minimum, before you go for anything, and your team still has a lot of room to grow. It's not as if they've struggled to find items. Illidan can decide to go for a Hex pretty soon at some point, or even a Linken's to help his Storm out further. You can see G go for that Orchid before you decide to go for the push. You feel like you have an advantage, so you probably go for the Tier 2, but there's no reason to jump into the Tier 1 and Tier 2 bottom yet.
Alright, the Tier 2 easily going to be taken by Virtus Pro. Secret are doing something similar here at the bottom lane. The straight up trade-off with Glyph advantage is there for Virtus Pro. Yeah, they want to actually force Team Secret back to the base right now. And if Secret stick around and try and take that Tier 2 tower, which they are, that means free damage on the Tier 3.
They don't have Glyph either. This makes it incredibly hard for them to hold. It's taking a lot of damage right now. Secret are going to filter in one by one, but VP are forcing them back.
Puppy actually surged up, hoping to be able to catch somebody, but Virtus Pro, once again, very disciplined play. Love the trade-off there. They weren't going to TP back in time to save that Tier 2 tower. It would have been a very dangerous fight, so instead they just push into the Tier 3, not over-committing though. Just take it down to about half HP and backing up before Secret can catch it.
What Secret are going to need this game is for their Darkseer to get a Blink Dagger, blink in and initiate, and then catch 2 or 3 heroes with the Vacuum as Puppy walks in simultaneously with the Black Hole. And he has to get the Silencer and the Earthshaker bare minimum. He almost has to get like all 5 heroes in this game to be able to get his Black Hole off. It's going to be incredibly hard, but if there's any team in the world that I think can do it, the combination between Zai and Puppy is really strong.
Yeah, the reason you're saying that he kind of needs to catch all 5, right, is because there's disables on every single one of the heroes of Virtus Pro, especially with those, instant reaction Yule Scepters available. This all comes back to the part where Puppy chose to go for the Crimson Guard over the BKB.
Yeah, and I think it's still an okay decision. It means that Secret are going to outlast them in a fight, is what they're hoping for.
Yeah.
Like, you can outlast them during the Global Silence, but it does mean that Secret have to position themselves nearly perfectly when it comes to the Earthshaker Echo Slime. But they've got a lot of different ways to win fights. Like, 2 BKBs with the Crimson Guard on you at the same time, it's going to be incredibly hard for VP to deal damage.
And this is why Team Secret are actually going to go for a smoke up here. Enter into the Virtus Pro jungle. Team Secret are hoping to be able to catch somebody really important here. God would be a prime target, but he's actually, it seems like Virtus Pro may know, as God's just sitting there with his Remnant, waiting for a smoke to pop with that flying vision.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to have to split up. They know that there's nobody at that top lane, nobody in that mid lane. This is 100% them in the jungle, and G's going to spot this right now.
Yeah, they do have vision. They're going to start moving forward. He actually jumps to the background, going straight for Puppy. No chance for a Black Hole, but they do get it back.